All right. May 1st, 2011. 2 Black Hawk helicopters crossed into Pakistani airspace without permission, without warning, without detection. Inside, 23 of the most elite soldiers on the planet. Their target, the most wanted man in human history. Their mission, kill or capture Osama bin Laden. They had 38 minutes, and the world would never be the same. To understand the weight of this mission, you have to go back to September 11th, 2001. That morning, nearly 3,000 Americans were killed. In a single morning. The deadliest attack on American soil since Pearl Harbor. And within hours, intelligence pointed to one man. Osama bin Laden, founder and leader of Al-Qaeda. The United States invaded Afghanistan in October 2001. The Taliban fell within weeks, but bin Laden slipped away. At the Battle of Tora Bora, he disappeared into the mountains. And for nearly a decade, the most powerful intelligence apparatus in human history searched for one man and found nothing. The trail went cold for years. Then, in 2010, a CIA analyst made a breakthrough. Not by tracking bin Laden directly, but by tracking his personal courier. A man known as Abu Ahmed al-Kuwaiti. The CIA had been hearing this name in intercepted communications for years. He was described as one of bin Laden's most trusted men. When analysts finally identified his car and followed it, it led them somewhere unexpected. Not to a cave in the mountains, not to the Afghan border, but to a large walled compound in Abbottabad, Pakistan, a quiet military town, just 1 mile from Pakistan's equivalent of West Point. The compound was enormous, 8-foot walls topped with barbed wire, privacy walls blocking every sight line, no internet, no phone lines, and whoever lived there burned their trash instead of putting it outside. Every detail screamed that someone important was hiding there. For months, the CIA watched. Satellite surveillance, signal intelligence, human assets. They could see a man they called the Pacer. Someone who walked in circles in the courtyard every day, but never left the compound. They were never able to confirm his identity with certainty, but the analysts were convinced. It was him. Obama's national security team debated the options for months. A drone strike would be cleaner, safer, but it would destroy the compound and make physical confirmation impossible. A B-2 bomber strike could level the entire block, also rejected. The decision? A direct raid by Special Operations Forces. SEAL Team 6 was chosen, officially known as Naval Special Warfare Development Group, DEV. These were not ordinary soldiers. Operators who had spent years conducting raids in Iraq and Afghanistan. Some had done hundreds of missions. They trained for this specific raid for 3 weeks, using a full-scale replica of the compound built in North Carolina. Every detail was rehearsed. Entry points, room layouts, contingency plans. They had a hard limit. 38 minutes on the ground before Pakistani forces could respond. On the night of May 1st, 2011, the mission launched from a classified base in Afghanistan. 2 modified Black Hawk helicopters, stealth variants that had never been publicly acknowledged, carried 23 SEALs, 1 interpreter, and a military dog named Cairo. They crossed into Pakistan at low altitude, using terrain to mask their radar signature, Pakistani air defense never detected them. At approximately 1 a.m. local time, they reached the compound. Then the first problem hit. The lead helicopter lost lift due to the air temperature in the high compound walls. It clipped the wall and went down hard inside the compound. Its tail rotor destroyed. A lesser team would have aborted. The SEALs never broke stride. They breached the compound from multiple points simultaneously. The first team moved on the guest house. 2 men inside were killed after they reached for weapons. The main team breached the main building. Moving through the ground floor, they encountered bin Laden's son, Khalid, on the staircase. He was killed. The team moved to the 3rd floor. At approximately 1:08 a.m., the SEALs entered the top floor bedroom. A tall man stepped back into the doorway. A woman rushed forward. She was grabbed and moved aside. 2 shots. 1 to the chest, 1 to the head. Osama bin Laden was dead. The SEALs had a confirmation protocol. They measured the body, 6'4", consistent with intelligence reports. Facial recognition was performed on site. DNA samples were taken. The match was later confirmed to be 99.9% certain. Meanwhile, the team swept every room, collecting hard drives, USB drives, documents. What would later be called the largest single intelligence haul in the history of the War on Terror. Over 100 thumb drives, dozens of hard drives, handwritten letters, operational documents. The destroyed helicopter was rigged with explosives and blown up. They would not leave classified technology behind. The team boarded the remaining helicopters and left Pakistani airspace before any response could be mounted. Total time on the ground, 38 minutes. American casualties, 0. Back in Washington, President Obama and his national security team had been watching a live feed in the Situation Room. The tension in that room was unlike anything those men and women had ever experienced. When the mission commander transmitted the code words, Geronimo, EKIA, enemy killed in action, the room erupted. Nearly 10 years after September 11th, after a decade of war, after thousands of American lives lost, justice had been delivered. At 11:35 p.m. Eastern Time, President Obama addressed the nation. Tonight, I can report to the American people and to the world that the United States has conducted an operation that killed Osama bin Laden.
Tonight, I can report to the American people and to the world that the United States has conducted an operation that killed Osama bin Laden, the leader of al-Qaeda, and a terrorist who's responsible for the murder of thousands of innocent men, women, and children. It was nearly 10 years ago that a bright September day was darkened by the worst attack on the American people in our history. The images of 9/11 are seared into our national memory. Hijacked planes cutting through a cloudless September sky, the Twin Towers collapsing to the ground, black smoke billowing up from the Pentagon, the wreckage of Flight 93 in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, where the actions of heroic citizens saved even more heartbreak and destruction. And yet we know that the worst images are those that were unseen to the world. The empty seat at the dinner table, children who were forced to grow up without their mother or their father, parents who would never know the feeling of their child's embrace, nearly 3,000 citizens taken from us, leaving a gaping hole in our hearts. On September 11th, 2001, in our time of grief, the American people came together. We offered our neighbors a hand, and we offered the wounded our blood. We reaffirmed our ties to each other and our love of community and country. On that day, no matter where we came from, what God we prayed to, or what race or ethnicity we were united as one American family. We were also united in our resolve to protect our nation and to bring those who committed this vicious attack to justice.
Operation Neptune Spear remains the most significant special operations mission in American history. It demonstrated not just military capability, but the extraordinary patience and precision of American intelligence. A decade-long hunt conducted across dozens of countries, involving thousands of analysts, culminating in 38 minutes of perfect execution. The SEALs who conducted that raid have never been publicly identified. Most of them are still serving, still training, still waiting for the next mission. Because that is what American Special Operations Forces do. They find you. They reach you, no matter where you hide. If you want to understand the full scope of what America's Special Operations Forces are capable of, subscribe and watch the next video. Because history is still being made.